Hey guys, today we're taking a look at the latest release in the Zoids Wild Biographies line, the Xenorex Storm XA. Aside from the usual unboxing and walking footage, you probably won't be surprised to hear that I've got a ton of comparison pictures for this one, so let's get to it.
RoboShop.
Alright, starting with the box as usual. I think I've mentioned enough times that I really like these biographies boxes with their sort of plain, almost industrial style design, and I've also mentioned enough times that there isn't really a whole lot to say about them. So it says here Xenorex Storm XA. This is number 8 in the biographies line. And we have the black silhouette of the model here, and that's really all there is to say about this box. So let's take a look what's in here instead. So first of all, we have okay, standard Xenorex manual. That'll make things a bit more simple. I actually dug up the Xenorex manual for the original version, so that we could do a parts comparison. Turns out that was a waste of time. All right, we have a whole bunch of bags here, and we have a standard, of course, Zoids Wild gearbox, and that's it. A lot of parts though. Let's get to it. All right, in alphabetical order here, bag A has two bags in it. These are the thicker Zoids Wild bags that were introduced sort of later in the line's history. I still think there is way too much plastic waste here though. All right, so these are the arms and legs, as you can see here. So this oh no, thought that was two parts stuck together. Arms and legs, like I said, this goes on the back. This is actually where all the part that comes off for some of the extra weapon sets. We have the power switch. We have another arm here. This, can't remember what this was. Small part with a peg and a little clamp piece to hold the torso halves together, no doubt. Let's take a quick look here. You can see the arm on the original Xenorex was silver, so the all of the silver pieces come in this sort of gunmetal color here. Let's get this out of the way for a second. Next we have A2, which contains more of, I think this is meant to be the same color. It's not quite, it's actually slightly darker. It's the torso halves, the feet, which were also silver if I remember correctly. Two more mechanical pieces for the legs, the other foot, and the other torso half. So that's A. Now, like I said, we're doing this alphabetically, almost like we know what we're doing and we have a plan here. And we didn't just sit down and tear open this box because we couldn't be bothered to do anything else. So we have a whole bunch of silver parts here. These are the blue parts from the original Xenorex, which is most interestingly, perhaps, this is the leg armor. This is a part of the tail. More leg armor, I believe. And as you can see here, the painted on eyes in this case are gold. On the original Xenorex, they were also gold. This might actually be the same color. Needless to say, we are going to be doing a whole lot of comparison shots after this because there have already been about 50,000 versions of the Xenorex, and I've covered them all on my channel, which, by the way, is probably a good segue while I'm opening bag C to say if you want to know more about the Xenorex and how it works and all the different variants that have already been released. I reviewed every single one of them for my channel. You can find all those videos in my Zoids Wild Reviews playlist. And while you're checking all of that out, if you find yourself watching all those videos, I think you should also subscribe to this channel, because that would tell me that you like the type of thing that I do. If you really like the type of thing that I do, and you can see that I'm buying a lot of Zoids with my own money, maybe you want to throw me $1 a month on Patreon, or you want to throw me a tip on PayPal. That'd be nice too. Okay, enough of that, because the back's open. These are, of course, the new additional parts for, I'm going to say these are the wings, or well, part of the wings. We have these bladey looking things here. We'll see where those go. It's another one of these. This, if I had to guess, probably goes on the back in lieu of this. And then we have these things that look like they also belong on the wings, with these claws at the front here. More blades. And these two things which appear to be armaments, which of course is great. Always nice to see guns on Zoids. You know that I've kind of got a thing about that. Now, let me make sure I don't forget something. Interestingly, by the way, see, this is bag C, which contains all the new parts, obviously, and does not have a million unnecessary pieces of plastic waste in it. Now, these are usually perforated at the top, except these are not. Anyway, here are the wings. The more I look at this, the more I'm realizing I may also have to do a comparison to a storm sorter. Come on. Hope everyone's enjoying my super professional and elegant method of just ripping these backs open. So here's one of these wings. Actually, let's put the other one to the side, because they're the same. We have this black painted detail on here, which of course is the reason why these wings are packaged the way they are. And yeah, if I had to take a wild guess, I'd say this goes together something like this, although that didn't seem to work just now, so I probably got this wrong. What's a bit funny is, I don't know, I'm really not sure what it is, but the plastic feels different. Like these are a little lighter, perhaps? I don't know. Strange. I'll talk a bit more about that once I've built this thing. Now the S bag contains all the usual mechanical bits and bobs, which are in this sort of very pale, kind of tan-ish color. We have a smoke-colored canopy here, and the caps are very dark gray. Cool. These two colors go together especially well, I have to say. Like, this looks really nice. See? We'll see what everything else looks like once it's all put together. Let's take a quick look at the instructions, though. Which, of course, if I actually had a plan, it would have made a lot more sense to do that first. But actually, I don't have a plan. I'm just really good at pretending I know what I'm doing. So here, these are, come on. These are the standard Xenorex instructions that already came with the first Xenorex, and that I probably already showed you guys in that review. So let's just take a look at this new leaflet here, which is the XA bits. This is everything that's in the C bag, which of course is the separate, I mean the new pieces that actually make this the Storm XA version. And I'm guessing, yeah, what this tells you is, like with some of the other biographies models before, see, first you have instructions here. This is like take off this foot, like put on the different foot, take off the tail, put the, there's a tail extension piece here, which, I have misplaced a bag, I think. Yep, so much for this unboxing having a plan, man. C2, I was thinking like there were more bags in there. C2 has all these missiles here that were previously available as a separate weapon set, I think. And C1, let me open this real quick. C1 has the larger feet that came with all of the extension sets for the previous Xenorex versions, and the neck extenders, that would be these here. And of course, and this is how I noticed it, the additional lever piece to make the jaw move. And this is the tail extender, which yet again, I swear they do this to me every time, the tail is going to be 2 different colors. Thanks, I hate it. If you watch my previous reviews, they did this with every single one of these. There were these extension parts for the previous Xenorexes that make the tail longer and the neck and the feet are bigger and just actually give it the proper proportions that you would want it to have. They're always in a different color from the base model. But anyway, look, I mean, these instructions, just this is how you put the extension pieces on. And then here it tells you how to, these are all the add-on pieces. So basically, I mean, obviously what we've got here is a Xenorex with the size extension bits, and then the backpack with the wings and some additional claws and, you know, wing and blade bits that go on the head and on the hands. And that is it. And now, if you will excuse me, I wasn't going to film myself building this anyway, but I definitely shouldn't be doing it today, because I would just make an ass of myself based on how this unboxing has gone. So I'm going to put this together and then we're going to go check it out in the photo booth. So let's see it walk first. No surprises here. I mean, it walks like a Xenorex. Unfortunately, the wings don't move, they just plug onto the back piece. On the one hand, that's a bit disappointing, but then again, I've always thought flying Zoids who flap their wings while they walk were a bit weird, so honestly, I'm okay with it. Let's do some comparisons. First of all, here it is next to my base Xenorex, so with the extension pieces and the impact Gatling, but I think you can see how the collars compare. Or actually, this gives you an even better idea. I've never been a huge fan of the original blue and orange collar scheme, so this is definitely an improvement. Here's the scissors version. One thing that's always bugged me about this one and the Buster XA is that the add-on pieces look so tacked on, partly because of their collar. If you compare the nose horn here to the Storm XA's, I don't know, ears I guess, I think you can see what I mean. Here's the 2 of them without the add-on parts so that we can just look at the collars. And finally, here's the Buster XA. Like I said a few seconds ago, I think the Storm XA does a much better job at making the add-on pieces look like they actually belong on the model. The only thing that bothers me is the blades on the arms. I don't know, they just strike me as unnecessary, like they thought they had to give us one more set of additional parts so we get our money's worth, but they couldn't think of anything. And here they are without the additional parts. I'd never noticed this before, but the Storm XA is actually basically the reverse version of the Buster. The other 2 big changes are the smoke collar canopy, and more importantly, that orange piece that drives the movement of the limbs isn't orange on the Storm XA. You can just barely see it peeking through on the Buster here, but it's always bugged me, and I'm really glad they changed this for the Storm XA version. And here's a look at just the Storm XA without the additional parts. Honestly, this is probably my favorite color scheme for the Xenorex. The silver armor has the same effect that it had on the Gryzes, which is that it really makes the detail pop, and as much as I've always liked the orange canopies of the NJR era, it just looks much more harmonious like this, like everything really belongs together. Well, except for that tail extension piece, but I'll stop harping on that now. Oh, and finally, here's the comparison to the Storm Sorter. I think we can all tell this one was the inspiration, so this had to be done. Apologies again for the yellow plastic. I didn't take very good care of this Storm Sorter because I meant to paint it and then I never got around to it. So, in conclusion, I'm going to say we've got ourselves another winner here. I've already mentioned the few criticisms I have. The arm blades look a bit tacked on, and I'm okay with the wings not moving, but it does feel like a bit of a cop-out. They're also maybe the tiniest bit too blocky looking compared to the rest of the Zoid, but that's really my only nitpick here. Otherwise, we've got maybe the best designed add-on pieces here for what is definitely my favorite color scheme out of all the versions of the Xenorex, and other than obviously the Zero Grises, this is my favorite Zoids Wild model, I mean the Xenorex in general. Too bad it was also the last, and it looks like this may also be the last model in the Biographies line, or at least nothing new has been announced, so grab them while you can folks, cause it's definitely worth it. Well, and that's it for this one. I don't know what's next. Like I said, there's nothing new announced, so I guess I'll be doing reviews of classic Zoids for a while. I think I may also have to change the format a bit because I don't really have that many left that are still on build, so I'm thinking it's time to start showing off my build collection that's accumulated since the late 90s. If you guys have any suggestions what you'd like to see, feel free to post it in the comments, and if you're not subscribed yet, you might want to do that as well so you don't miss it when it happens. I've got hundreds of Zoids, so it's not like I'll be running out of things to show you anytime soon. Plus, I do still actually do paint and model kits. I've just had kind of a busy year, but there's going to be more of that as well. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.